Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Wealth Project Podcast. This is episode 15 and 16. Sorry. Let me try that again.
Welcome to the Wealth Project Podcast. Join us as we take the journey from employee to entrepreneur. Now your hosts, Sergio Suarez and Marcos Suarez.
Welcome back to another episode of the Wealth Project Podcast, everybody. This is episode 16. I'm your host, Sergio Suarez. Alongside me is Marco. How's it going, Marco?
Not too bad. Another day, another episode. Loving it. How's it going with you?
It's going good. It's been a little bit cold here and a little bit snowy. We got some snow again, so it's It's May 1st, and it's been snowing. Not staying. It's melting.
For Game of Thrones fans, it was shot in Canada because winter is here.
I know, how ironic, eh? I mean,
yeah.
We're not going to spoil it for anybody that hasn't watched it yet, but wow.
Yeah, winter is definitely here in Canada.
yeah. It's like we skipped summer. Jeez. But anyways, we want to go. We're going to, start off with our usual. We're going to start with a little bit of business news that Marco has. He has an interesting article for us. So go ahead, Marco.
Yeah, so I think it was last episode, we brought to you guys an article about Zoom, basically the service that we use to record our podcast about going public. And there's basically another company, PetSmart, and their online business, Chewy.com, has now officially filed to go public. And just bringing you this article to let you know a bit about how the online world affects the market of these companies. So basically in this one, it says Chewy.com, the online pet product retailer owned by PetSmart, has filed documents with regulators on Monday to prepare for an initial public offering. So Chewy reported $3.5 billion in sales for the fiscal 2018, and that's up from $2.1 billion in 2017. So as you can see, that almost doubled in the course of a year from 2017 to 2018. It reported a net loss of $268 million, narrowing from a net loss of $338 million. So they're not sure what they're going to offer their initial offer or what their value is going to be when they do go public. But previous estimates have pegged that its valuation at between $4.15 billion and $4.75 billion.
Wow. And that's just their online.
That's just online. And everybody owns a pet nowadays.
Yeah, it's true. Everybody's got a dog, cat, whatever. But I was just going to ask, they don't have that, what the offering is going to be worth, right? Per offer, per share?
Yeah, it says here they did not state how much it expects to raise in the offering, so they haven't put out a price just yet.
Okay.
Well, this is a story we'll have to follow up on.
Absolutely.
As it continues.
And that's just proof. I mean, again, we spoke about this in the past, right? Online e-commerce, it's the way to go, and online business is definitely blowing up, and it's a direction a lot of people are heading.
Yeah, I just want to say, that was our article for today. So I think for today's episode, what we wanted to talk to you guys about touches on with that article. We wanted to talk to you about the different online platforms for starting a business.
Yeah, so there's many different online business platforms to choose from. There's more than even just the ones that we're going to talk about today, but these are the ones that we're familiar with, and even there's multiples of these that we're currently doing right now. And so, Marco, do you want to begin with the first one?
Yeah, so the first one, you guys are going to be familiar with this one because this is one of the first ones that we started with when we started our podcast, and that's network marketing, also sometimes known as multi-level marketing. So if you've listened, like I said, to the first couple of podcast episodes, you know that we talked about it because that was our first business with CTFO, Changing the Future Outcome, and CBD-based products. Most people try to associate network marketing or multi-level marketing with what's called a pyramid scheme. But you know what? It's actually pretty reputable, and we've discussed this previously too. There's no scheme or scam involved in this. I mean, it is kind of a pyramid structure, but a lot of big companies have been using it for years. And as I said, we previously talked about one called, or not called, but everybody knows it. It's Tupperware. They've been around for 50 years using the multi-level marketing platform. And basically, if it didn't work, if it was a scam, Tupperware wouldn't be around right now. And it's one of the most popular things everywhere. Look in your drawers in your pantry. I'm sure you got some Tupperware kicking around somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a great example, and I think they were worth last year, or they did about $6 billion in sales. So I mean, you can't tell me that that business structure doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it is kind of a pyramid structure, but there is no scam or scheme with it. Basically, what happens is everybody builds their own pyramid of people. It's basically like the corporate world. You know, there's always somebody at the top that's going to make the highest amount of money, but the person below them can also share that income that they generate, and then it keeps going down and down and down. And basically, everybody basically owns their own business, but there's always somebody above them that also owns the same business, and they share the revenue.
Yeah, exactly. You benefit from those people in your downline. And yeah, it's like everybody starting their own business and creating their own team. But that goes like literally everybody does that, right? So it's I quite enjoy the network marketing business structure. It's something we ran into a little bit of a hiccup with the one that we were doing with. If you heard, if you haven't listened to our first episodes, we speak a lot about it. But they are very close to coming back and being able to ship to Canada, and it's going to be something I'm going to continue with. So
Yeah, absolutely. I'm holding loyal to that one. I didn't manage to get a CBD product last time, but I'm waiting to try them, and I'm not going to be unfaithful and go to a different company. I'm waiting for this one to come back because I know it's top quality.
absolutely, they're a great company, and they've been handling this situation very, very well. Anyways, moving on. The next thing we want to talk about, and it's something that me and Marco obviously do, and that's blogging and podcasting. So yeah, basically, I wanted to group these two into the same category, and that's because there's a lot of similarities. The only difference is, and for those of you that have been living under a rock and don't know what blogging or podcasting is, basically blogging is articles written so that fans can read, and they're usually on a website or some sort of email or whatever. There's different ways you can do it, but mostly on a website. And podcasting is basically what you're listening to right now. It's a recording of either audio, video, or both. We put our audio out for people on all the podcast platforms, so that those are accessible there. But we also have the video version on YouTube. So, and that's just a way of fans just to listen to some content, which is really gaining a lot of traction. A lot of people are starting to listen to podcasts.
Yeah, definitely. It's I never realized how big podcasting was before we started to try and get into it. But one of the points that I wanted to touch on here, and the reason you want to get into blogging or podcasting, it's not necessarily something that you have to do to start a business. But if you already own a business as well, like it's something great to do because it basically allows you to provide all this free information and share so much value. And it really, really promotes you as an influencer in your market. Like you look at some of the top marketers, Neil Patel, which we always talk about. He's one of the top 5, or probably one of the best marketers in the world. But he was already a millionaire before he started podcasting and blogging. But now if you look online and use Google search like marketing, he's going to be at the top just because of the value that he provides for people in his podcast and blogging. It's basically exploded him from, working as a marketer to make millions of dollars to now he's doing kind of the same job, but he's like probably 10 times his income.
Absolutely. Yeah. And he's absolutely phenomenal at content creating. So he took something that he was really good at and ran with it and created a very legit business and a really good business. So, both blogging and podcasting should be about a topic or a niche that you're interested in. And why I say that, and I mean interested and passionate about. And why I say that is because, you got to keep coming up with content, and you got to keep talking about have topics to talk about on your podcast. And if you're not interested in, then you find yourself struggling to find topics or content to talk about or write about. So if you are passionate, then it's not an issue. If you love something, you always find something to talk about. You can talk about it for hours. And sometimes you could see the excitement in, my voice or Marco's voice when we talk about certain things. I mean, Marco, when he talks about SEO, he can't shut him up sometimes. But you got to be passionate about it, and then it becomes fun. You want it to be fun. You want your blogging and podcasting to be fun and something you want to do, not kind of your 9-to-5 job where you got to kind of drag yourself to it. So
yeah, there's a great quote out there that goes around. It's if you find something that you love to do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Absolutely.
And to touch on that, with blogging and podcasting, and finding your specific market or niche or your passion, basically, if you have a passion about anything, there's a chance that there's somebody out there that shares that passion. So that's the beauty of it, is you can blog or podcast about literally anything. And I was reading an article the other day about the internet usage on Earth. So we have a population of over 7 billion people. And of those 7 billion people, I think it was something like 3.6 billion have access to the internet.
Wow.
So chances are somebody shares the same passion as you, and you'll have an audience out there.
That's unbelievable. So basically over half of the population of the world has access to internet. So, I mean, there's got to be somebody out there interested in what you got to say or what you got to write about, right? So,
yeah, exactly.
The thing about blogging, it's quite cheap to start too. So it's a great way to start. You could start with probably under $100. And your costs are only going to probably be your website and your domain and your host, right? Your host for your website. But, and that's really it. That's the only costs you will have, to start up.
Yeah. And with blogging, like, even if you're just getting started and you don't want to cough up that money because you just want to experiment with it, there is the option, there's a lot of free host blogging, websites out there. I think, what was it? Tumblr? I think it is. Tumblr's. Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Tumblr, or even like there's a bunch of domain websites that you can get for free, just to test out the blogging and podcasting and see if you do have an audience there. But obviously you do want to go premium as soon as you can, because the drawback of using a free platform like that is that you don't look as professional, because it'll be your website .domainhost.com. It doesn't look as good.
Yeah, exactly. It'll have, you won't have just your own domain. It looks way more professional to have your own domain. And some of the features for hosting, if you pay for hosting, the features you get, like security features and stuff like that, it's well worth it. And, they're a very low monthly fee. I think a domain name you can get for like a couple bucks for a year. It's really cheap.
Yeah. It's, I think, depending on who you go through, yeah, you could probably less, like we use this example often, but less than $3 a month probably for some places for hosting. It's less than a cup of coffee per day. So
exactly, for your domain name or whatever. So podcasting is a little bit more expensive, but still not that expensive, and that's because you obviously need some equipment. So equipment is going to run you probably anywhere from $150 to $200 to buy some at least decent equipment and get you started. And I think, Marco, we only paid we probably only paid a total of about $150 for all our equipment each, right?
Yeah. It was something along those lines. I mean, the beauty of it is that it isn't super expensive to get started. Obviously, as you go on, you want to get better equipment, right? But if you're just starting, you could use your laptop camera or whatever. You don't need a camera right away or a backdrop or anything. But I think, like I said, our stands purchased off Amazon. We could probably provide a link to the equipment that we use, but I think our stands are probably something like $20-$30. The microphone is close to $100, and then the windscreen or the pop filter, probably $20 or something. $15-$20, and that was for 2 setups. So if you want to do interviews, you basically get everything for about $250 to interview somebody. So that's not too bad for a business startup.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. If you want to set up a little studio, and you want to have 2 mics and have guests come over and do podcasts, it's really not that expensive. Or you could just have one, and we do our interviews just over Zoom or Skype, and whatever that person's using, just their phone or their laptop speakers and cameras is plenty. So
yeah. Eventually, when you're starting out, you're probably not going to fly people down to do an interview, but like I said, it's just an option if you have that budget.
Yeah, exactly. And you never know, depending on what your podcast is, maybe you want to have your buddies come by and have fun and do some podcasts and talk about whatever you guys
Sports
are,
or whatever. Yeah.
Sports, whatever you're interested. I mean, it could be a lot of fun. Podcasting can be a lot of fun. You can talk about things that you love. And then eventually, when you build a following, there are people that are going to love what you're talking about and share the same interests as you guys. And you're going to build a following, and eventually you can monetize your podcast. Now, blogging and podcasting does take some time. It's not like an overnight you're going to start making money. You do have to build some traction. You got to build some followers, but it does have the potential to, if you stick with it, and in 6 months to a year, I guarantee you can start to monetize and bring in some extra cash through blogging and podcasting.
Yeah, and that's just like any business. You can't expect to be an overnight millionaire unless you've just won the lottery.
Exactly.
But,
yeah.
yeah. But the next point that we want to talk about here is another one that we're involved in, and that's affiliate marketing. So affiliate marketing, you've heard me speak about in past episodes and blogs. It's just a great way for people in business to get started. Basically, why would you want to get started in affiliate marketing is because if you're just starting in the online business world and you don't really know what you want to sell, it's simply you just promote the sales of a product of another person or company. So for example, if you're really into, and I use this example often, soccer, and there's a company out there, I think even Sport Check might, if you're familiar with Sport Check, I think they do have an affiliate program.
I think they do. Yeah. I know Foot Locker I think does.
Maybe that's what I was thinking. Foot Locker. So
we've used that in the previous example. We've used Foot Locker. So
yeah. So like, if you want to sell soccer cleats but you can't produce your own cleats just yet or whatever, you can affiliate with Foot Locker and sell cleats for them for commission based. Why would a company want to do that though? Like, why would they sacrifice some of their commission? Is basically, even for your own business, eventually your market is going to dry out and you're going to need to expand. So if you reach out to other people, like if I've spoken to everybody that I know and no one's interested anymore, and Serge comes and affiliates for me, well, now that just opens up a new whole market of people that he can talk to, and we're basically going to share that profit.
Yeah, it's a win-win. It's a win-win for the person that has the product. It's a win for the person that's the affiliate that's promoting it. You both are going to make a little bit of money, and you're going to make some commissions for selling the product, and they're going to make some commissions for doing nothing. So, or not commissions, but they're going to make sales, right? So, it's great. And it's what I like about affiliate marketing too is you can blend it with podcasting and blogging. I mean, if you're like going back to Marco's example about shoes, like soccer shoes, if you're talking about soccer, if you got a podcast, you and your buddy sit around, talk about what's going on in soccer, latest games and sport or whatever is going on in the soccer world, and then you start talking about a certain brand of shoe that Foot Locker carries, well, you can become affiliate and then promote that shoe, and if people like it and like what you're saying, they'll go buy it and you can earn a commission. Or if a lot of people make money off of blogging, starting up a blog and doing reviews on certain products. So if you wanted to, all you wanted to do is review soccer shoes, you can start up a blog, talk about a certain soccer shoe and review it, and then put your affiliate link at the bottom. And if people like what your review says, they'll go buy it and you'll earn a commission that way as well. So there are many people making 6 or even 7 figures just doing affiliate marketing. There's a couple of people I follow on YouTube that are just crushing it with affiliate marketing. That's all they do, and they've got the Lamborghini in the garage, a big ass house, and they've been doing it for a few years and they're making 6, even 7 figures. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, one of the biggest affiliate programs that you'll hear about is Amazon. It offers an affiliate program, and that's something we'll talk a little bit about in maybe another episode.
Yeah, Amazon affiliates, yeah. And I gotta, and I think we've spoken about a little bit before about Amazon affiliates, but it's a great platform. It's probably one of the biggest affiliate marketing platforms. So how do you find products? Well, one of the ways is through Amazon. If you find a product that you like on Amazon, then you could promote it through their affiliate program, or you connect. One way that me and Marco started off with a little bit of affiliate marketing was connecting with people with other online entrepreneurs, and that offered their own product, such as a course or a content calendar. And we asked if they had affiliate program. It was that easy. I think it was Kim Wilkinson. She didn't, she had a great course on starting your own, network marketing business. But she had no affiliate marketing program. She didn't know what it was about. And we kind of explained it to her, and she was totally open for it. And she set it up, and, we became affiliates of that. And then Angie Gensler with her calendar, she already had one set up. And we just asked if you had one. She said, yeah, great. We said, great. Okay. We love it. We think it's useful for our audience. We'd love to promote it. She signed us up. We became affiliates. It's really that easy.
Yeah, and that's something that Serge mentioned, and I want to emphasize a little bit there is that, if there's a product out there that you like and there's no affiliate product or program for it, reach out to that person and ask them if they'd be willing to do it. Like Serge said, Kim at the time had really no idea how the system worked, but as soon as we had explained it to her, she was totally on board. And the beauty of it is that she was so happy with it that listeners of the Wealth Project podcast actually get a discounted price with that affiliate system.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she realized it was a win-win basically, right? I mean, okay, you guys want to sell my course for me, and just take a little bit of a commission? Sure, why not, right? I mean, it's a great opportunity and those of you that have your own product. So if you are planning on, creating courses or having your own products, I mean, look into affiliate marketing, because there are people out there that will promote your product, and really you don't have to do much. They're selling your product for you and you're making sales. So it's a really win-win program. I really like it. So there are a lot of different sites that you can go to as well that will have a list of affiliate marketing programs. One of them that's very popular, and you've probably, if you've been around or listened to business podcasts, one of the major ones is ClickBank. ClickBank is, a list of a bunch of different affiliate programs that you can choose from, all sorts of different kinds of niches that, they'll be the whatever you're interested in, that passion you're in or that niche you're in. It will be on there. It's categorized. You could review, the whole, pitch on the affiliate marketing, what they're paying for commissions, what the product is. A lot of these affiliate marketers will provide you with all the marketing materials. I mean, it's all handed out for you. Laid out for you. So it can get really easy to promote.
Yeah, and that's basically why we had said, it's a really great way to start, because you're going to build that experience and you're going to learn these marketing strategies and eventually find something that you're passionate about, and you can start your own program, course, or product.
Exactly. That being said, if I didn't promote one of our affiliate programs, then I just wouldn't be doing my job. So if you're interested in learning more about affiliate marketing and even learning, step by step how to get started, then please head over to the wealthprojectpodcast.com/wealthy affiliate. It's completely free to start. There is a premium that you can pay for to get extra features. But I mean, if you want to just check it out, get started, you can sign up for free. You can start taking some courses. They'll teach you how to set, your website and get started with blogging. And it's quite an amazing program.
Yeah, definitely recommend you check it out. And so the next kind of service that we want to talk about is e-commerce. And for those that don't know, it's how it differs is that you basically take a physical product as opposed to a digital product, and you sell it on an online store or website. And actually, this is something Serge did a little bit with pet products. I believe it was.
Yeah, it was like collars and harnesses and stuff like that. Yep.
Yeah, so huge market out there for that kind of stuff, but it's not a digital product, so you have to obviously sell the physical product. I think that pretty much covers e-commerce. There's not too much more to that. The way it differs from affiliate marketing a bit is because it's now your own system, aside from the cost of producing the product, if that's the way you're going about it. You earn 100% of the profits from the sale. There's no commissions or a small commission portion or whatever it is.
Yeah, so there's two ways you can do basically e-commerce. Well, there's a few different ways, but the two popular ways are to either start your own Shopify store, or to go through an Amazon or what they call Amazon FBA. So I'll kind of explain a little bit of what the difference is between the two. Shopify is a great platform, absolutely amazing. It's catered to people who want to sell physical products online. So to have an online store, with the whole shopping cart thing and order fulfillment, it's completely set up for that. It's an amazing platform. And basically what happens is when you have your own Shopify store, you don't really have that customer base yet. You probably have to pay for some advertising and stuff like that, but you keep all the profits that you make, right? So your only costs are going to be what your wholesale price is for the product. But but you can also go another route, which is Amazon. And Amazon is basically, you don't have to set up your own website. You can use their platform, and you can utilize their platform and their following and their customer base, but there's obviously a fee for that. So they take a commission out of that. And I think, don't Mark, I don't know if, I think it's 30%, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong because I haven't really tinkered with Amazon yet.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the Amazon sales portion, but I do know a lot of people have mentioned, it's quite a high fee that they'll take, but at the expense of having access to this huge audience of customers. So
Amazon is one of the biggest businesses in the world right now, and it's absolutely amazing. So you could utilize that audience. And I mean, if you look at search up a product, like a physical product, chances are one of the first Google searches is coming up, speaking on search engine optimization, is probably going to be Amazon. So so basically with both of those, there's two different ways you can do that. Whether you're on Shopify or you're on Amazon, you could either do it carry inventory yourself, so which means you got to order inventory, which usually you go to, and you have to order a good chunk of it and keep it yourself and then ship it out yourself, or you can do what's called drop shipping. Drop shipping basically means that the manufacturer, so someone goes to your website, buys a product, you order that product from your manufacturer, that manufacturer creates it, ships it to directly to your customer, and you never have to see inventory.
That's definitely convenient. I'm not too familiar with this. Like, this is Serge's area of expertise here, but I had no idea how drop shipping had worked before this. But yeah, that's awesome, because that's going to save you a lot of time if you don't have to store any inventory.
Exactly, and that's what I did with my dog collars and my harnesses. I mean, I drop shipped them. They came from a manufacturer out of China. I ordered one ahead of time to make sure that the quality was good, and that's something I want to speak about when it comes to drop shipping. You kind of don't have that QC, so that quality control. So that might be a little bit of a disadvantage, of drop shipping. But I mean, the convenience of never having to see the product is absolutely phenomenal.
And my understanding is there's a couple ways that you can go about drop shipping, and there's different manufacturing websites, and you know a little bit more, but I believe one of them is AliExpress and the other one's Alibaba.
That's right. Yeah. So AliExpress would be more of your drop shipping website. So that's where you'll connect with different manufacturers, most of them probably out of China, because that's where a majority of manufacturing happens in this world. But and then Alibaba is more of your wholesaling. So if you wanted to order inventory and have it come to your house, there is a minimum order quantities, and it tends to be a little bit cheaper for the product as well. Being that you're ordering maybe 100 or 200 at a time versus just ordering one at a time, shipping it directly to your customer, right? So those are a few different advantages of each one for sure.
Yeah, and then finally, the last topic that we wanted to, or the last business platform that we want to talk to you guys about today is freelancing. And basically what happens with freelancing is if you have some form of technical skills, you could basically sell your services to people. And this is something that we look for a lot. And there's a lot of websites that you can go to, like Fiverr, Upwork. I think Guru is another one. Basically, if you're got like a technical skill, like I said, and you don't have a business per se, but you still want to sell your services, freelancing is the way to go. If you get an image design, website design, writing, basically you could sell that content and somebody out there will buy it, like us.
Exactly. Yeah. We definitely use it. Like we said in the previous episodes, that's how we built our, logo and our intro and outro music, and the voice guy that speaks at the beginning of and end of the podcast, which did an amazing job. If you're listening to this, shout outs. I forget your Fiverr name. I'll definitely get back to our audience with that and give you a little promotion, but you did a great job. But yeah, basically, if you got some kind of a skill and you think you can help somebody with, you name anything really. I mean, Fiverr, Upwork, these platforms, they basically have services for everything you could pretty much think of. And if you have one of those things, then yeah, jump on Fiverr on these platforms and make some extra cash. And it's a little bit, it's something unlike these other business platforms where, maybe it takes a little bit time to gain some momentum and make some money. This is something that you can do and start making money right away. Maybe even on the side as you're developing your other businesses. So yeah, it's a great way to earn some side cash.
Yeah, it's basically like contract work, like you'll have a bunch of different businesses come up to you and say, oh, I need this project done and whatnot. And I like using freelancing as telling people to basically build up your portfolio. If a big business comes up to you and says, I need this project done, well, the trade-off is, okay, I'll do this project for you, but once it's done, I'm going to put that on my portfolio so people can see examples of my work. And you could build yourself up big that way. And then as you keep doing that, then you start your own business. You've already got a name for yourself and people know you already.
Exactly. And one of the things that I know Fiverr, because Fiverr is the one I mainly use, is they offer ratings, right? So you can have ratings, 5-star rating or 4-star rating by this many people, and then comments on how great of a job you did. So you could build yourself quite a good portfolio and earn a lot of money doing it. So I'm sure some people do it full time.
And return customers.
Exactly. And return customers, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that pretty much covers this episode. Is anything else that you wanted to add?
No, those are a few great ways, great online businesses that you can get started with. You could do one, you could do multiples. Me and Marco are pretty much almost in every single one of these, tinkering. We're playing around with a little bit of each one and seeing, what's out there and what we like and what catches traction. And if you guys have any questions about any one of these, feel free to comment. In YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, leave us a comment below. And ask any questions. You're here to help. Send us an email. Go to our website. Send us an email, and we'll help you out as much as we can.
Yeah. So as usual, thanks for listening, guys. If you really liked our stuff, make sure you subscribe, leave us a like, comment, anything, whatever platform you're listening to. Don't forget, if you're just looking to start your online business, head on over to the wealthprojectpodcast.com/free book. We have a small little book that we put together that basically explains how to get started and set up in pretty much any business that you want. Definitely check it out.
Yeah. With that being said, that's it for this week, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to the Wealth Project Podcast. Visit our website at thewealthprojectpodcast.com. See you next episode.